council members, we ready? Let's do this. Last meeting of 2024. Good evening, everybody. This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting was provided to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and the Highland Park Planet on April 18th, 2024, and was posted on the Borough website at www.hpboro.com and on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, 221 South 5th Avenue, Highland Park, New Jersey, where you find yourselves right now. And this has remained continuously posted as required by law. Fire exits are to the left and to the right of the council chambers. Jared Canavero, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jared. And roll call.
Mayor Foster, Councilwoman Canavera.
Here.
Councilman George.
Here.
Councilman Hill.
Here.
Council President Hirsch.
Here.
Councilwoman Kim Chohan.
Here.
Councilman Pistonik.
Here.
Borough Attorney Shaw.
Here.
And Borough Administrator Hilaire.
Here.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next up is honors, awards, and presentations, and we have a proclamation for the Highland Park Minion celebrating their 50th anniversary. Is anybody here from the Minion? Okay, no problem. We will. So I'm just going to read this into the record. And I did just want to congratulate the Minion on their 50th anniversary. They have had a steady presence here in town. They've had a steady and reliable presence in town, and it is really a safe space for a lot of our residents. So whereas the Highland Park Minion has been meeting in Highland Park, New Jersey since the early 1970s for prayer, study, community, and community service, and whereas the Highland Park Minion is a peer-led, egalitarian, post-denominational, innovative, volunteer-run, participatory, and inclusive Shavora, and whereas the Highland Park Minion welcomes all Jews and those who are interested in Judaism, and whereas the Highland Park Minion services are filled with joyful, participatory prayer and in-depth Torah study with lively Torah discussions, and whereas the Highland Park Minion uses the innovative and popular prayer book, Siddur and Ratzon, which was created by a Highland Park Minion member, and whereas Highland Park Minion members rely on each other when they need help and support each other throughout the milestones and vicissitudes of life, and whereas the Highland Park Minion has a deep commitment to Jewish learning and holds classes and study sessions to read, learn, discuss, debate, and thoroughly enjoy the richness of Jewish learning. And whereas the Highland Park Minion and its members have a deep and lasting commitment to healing, transforming, and repairing the world, known in Hebrew as Tikkun Olam. Whereas the Highland Park Minion has, for many years, collected an innovative and impactful tzedakah collective where members pool their resources and decide communally which charities to support each year. And whereas the Highland Park Minion regularly supports the Highland Park Food Pantry and the Highland Park Edison Peace of Mind program. And whereas the Highland Park Minion remains a vibrant center of Jewish life and values in Highland Park. And whereas the Highland Park Minion is celebrating the 50th anniversary of its founding and 50 years of Jewish community, right here in Highland Park. And I'm speaking on behalf of the mayor. I, therefore, Elsie Foster, Mayor of the Borough of Highland Park, Middlesex County, New Jersey, hereby congratulate the Highland Park Minion on its 50th anniversary and extend personal warm wishes to all the members of the Highland Park Minion. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand on the 10th day of December 2024. Let's just give a round of applause to the Highland Park Minion. On Sunday, we will be in attendance at the Minion to deliver this proclamation in person. It's very exciting, and thanks to them for all they do. Next up is the approval of minutes. Could I have a motion to approve minutes as distributed for October 29th, 2024 work session and the November 12th, 2024 regular session meeting?
So moved.
Second. Motion by Councilwoman Canavera, seconded by Councilman Pistonik. May I have a motion to approve the October 29th, 2024 work session meeting and, as distributed. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera.
Yes.
Councilman George.
Abstain as to November 12, yes as to the other.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
Council President Hurst,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han,
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik.
Yes.
No.
All right, thank you, Council. Next up is council reports, and I'm going to take the liberty to just go first. My name is Matthew Hirsch. I chair the Public Works and Public Utilities Committee. Obviously, I'm not Mayor Foster. She is excused tonight due to a personal obligation. But as Council President, we still preside over the meeting. So tonight's report, I did just want to report out some items in the Public Works realm where I'm liaison, and then just add a few remarks after that. First up is the Shade Tree Advisory Committee meeting. We'll meet tomorrow, Wednesday, December 11th, 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. Please come. This is the opportunity where you get to learn about the extensive strategies that the borough takes in order to put together its tree planting schedule, both in the fall and the spring. And you can hear how the Shade Tree Advisory Committee operates. It is fascinating. It's very important to, we care about trees in this town, and it's very important for folks to understand the threats and what helps a vibrant tree canopy. So please come if you're interested. On Monday morning, I spent some time with our DPW foreman, Mike Wazorkowitz, at the Environmental Center to tour the Environmental Center on River Road with Raíces Cultural Center. You might remember that Raíces leases the property currently from the borough in order to hold community-wide programming. They do cultural programming, they hold cultural dance classes. It's really terrific, and I would encourage anybody to participate in their activities. I also did want to say that the Environmental Center is a public building, and it is available to all. So if anybody has any interest in utilizing that space, please reach out to us and we can help coordinate that. We do all kinds of environmental activities there. We used to have the Earth Day Festival there before we moved it to downtown for the spring fair. But it's a beautiful building that had really gone overlooked for a number of years, particularly during the COVID years. So when Raíces reached out to us to really be the stewards of the space, it was really a win-win opportunity because they needed space for programming, and we needed eyes and ears on the property. The building really had been unused for a long time. There were issues related to boiler, the bathroom, the roof, and to have folks there to really steward the property and report items and report out the repairs that need to be made is invaluable, and it really brings life back to a beautiful, beautiful part of the borough. And I'll get into even more about what surrounds that in just a moment. But some of the items that we talked about were boiler replacement and AC. Obviously, the roof needs attention, so we're going to assess that, and new signage at the Environmental Center. The last year has involved extensive cleanup, repainting, and repairs over at the Environmental Center. There were old files in there. It was really a time capsule for a long time. So now to have it be an active recreational space for community-wide programming is really exciting. And I really think that this arrangement is paying off. So a lot more exciting news to come from the Environmental Center. And then right next to it is, you'll remember, is the Mary Denver Native Plant Sanctuary, honoring Mary Denver, who stewarded the Native Plant Sanctuary for so many years. She was an active member in the community. She's on the Human Relations Commission and others. And to acknowledge her in this way is significant and probably too much recognition even for Mary. But what we do have in mind at the Native Plant Sanctuary is to develop more of a strategy around tree plantings, as well as to create a sense of space, including some fencing that will go along River Road to really demarcate the space to really let you know where you are, that you're in this Native Plant Sanctuary. I did want to just thank all the members of the Environmental Commission, Sustainable Highland Park, and the Shade Tree Advisory Committee, and particularly volunteer Andy Warren, who's really stepped up to be the new steward of the Native Plant Sanctuary. Andy spends a considerable amount of time there and provides a lot of thought and feedback, and it's great to have a partner in him as we look to further improve the space Karen Swain, who's a member of the Shade Tree Advisory Committee and the Environmental Commission, has really been a leader in revitalizing this effort. And a special shout out to Susan Edmonds as well. And I also want to thank Terry Hover and Jacob Callahan, our administrative team, for helping to kind of shepherd through these visions into a real life plan. So we do look forward to further celebrating this space. And obviously springtime is a really great time to celebrate. So look forward to spring 2025 when we can, really take back that space for the purpose of the community. I wanted to point out, with the change of weather, we had some very warm, wet weather for a long time, and then we had a significant cold snap, which causes our water mains and our water infrastructure to swell. When we had a series of water main breaks in the last few days. Fortunately, no boil water alerts were part of those. But in case you did see construction or crews around, I just wanted to point out where those locations were. So this is all just starting on December 4th, just a few days ago. At Woodbridge Avenue, there was excavation and repair of an 8-inch water main with a repair clamp. On 7th, on South 10th Avenue, there was an excavation and repair of a 6-inch water main with a repair clamp. The main is 6 feet deep. On December 8th, on South 5th Avenue, excavation and repair of a 6-inch water main with a repair clamp. On the 9th, on Mansfield Street, excavation and repair of a 6-inch water main with a clamp. And again, yesterday, on River Road near Cedar Lane, an excavation and repair of a 4-inch water main with clamp. And that would explain if any of you encountered a closed road on River Road, that was the reason. And then just today, on North 5th Avenue, right outside the library, an excavation and repair of a 16-inch water main with a repair clamp. So this is illustrative of several things. Obviously, weather is beyond our control when it comes to how our pipes hold up, but our water sewer infrastructure is aging, and that is something that is in the purview of the council to address. Moving forward. So we have some, we have some significant assessments when it comes to our capital needs for our infrastructure in the next year, and this is really just a snapshot of the extensive work that that goes into maintain our infrastructure. I again wanted to thank Terry, DPW, the Highland Park Police Department, Chief Abrams for making sure that our roadways are safe while the repairs are underway. And I also want to thank the Middlesex Water Company for keeping the borough updated every step of the way and for being attentive and on the scene. So finally, I did just want to mention a few words about my colleague, Tara Canavera, Councilwoman. I was thinking when I was driving up here of what I was going to say, and I worried that writing something down would take away from the kind of heartfelt gratitude that I think we all feel for you, Tara. This is going to be your final council meeting this time, and we have just so enjoyed serving with you since 2020. It's been a whirlwind of 4 years. The town, the world has been through so much in that time, and in order to step up and serve when our communities are facing such challenges is really it's beyond admirable. It is awe-inspiring. And your ability to really communicate the needs, particularly of our low-income and renter community, have been particularly valuable. This is the space where several of us work, so you have a professional and personal commitment to the work that you do up here. You have devoted your life to improving the lives of others, and you've also devoted your life to being on the receiving end of people's issues, so you can help with the careful and important casework that's involved in helping those less fortunate than us advocate for themselves. Nothing is more important than having an advocate. Most of us, when we're going through life stress, don't have that ability to put everything aside and take the time out to advocate for themselves. So when we have folks like Councilwoman Canavera really being that person that people can rely on and go to for support, for advice, for resource navigation is just essential. And to have folks like Councilwoman Canavera up here on the council practicing what she preaches is also inspiring. I've served with Tara since 2009. I moved to Highland Park in 2008 and immediately sought an appointment onto the Public Information Committee because I was a reporter and I didn't know how to do anything else except write and communicate and get the word out about things. And so when I showed up for then Councilwoman Gail Borough-Mittler put together a ragtag group, and it was there at that first meeting where I met Tara. And we have served in multiple capacities ever since, on the Human Relations Commission, on the Public Information Commission, on the Human Relations Commission, I said Human Relations Commission, liaison.
PTOs.
PTO, 2 PTOs, universal access. Our kids are, are staggered in age, but we're all going through the same things at the same time. And this has been, Tara, just a phenomenal journey. I really look up to you. I really admire the work and the effort that you put in. And I really, truly admire it. We should all be inspired by the way that you lead others to comfort and safety. And just thank you for your service. So with that, I'm going to go to other council reports, and I will start with Councilman Phil George.
Thank you, Council President. I'm Phil George. I'm Public Safety Committee Liaison from Council. I too wish Councilwoman Canavera the best of luck and some rest for her service as council member. Her contribution on Health and Human Services was valuable. What I took away most was the insight that you taught me into various issues that helps me make decisions that I didn't know about before, and changed my mind on a few things, and I'll miss you on council. I wish everyone the best for the holiday season. My wish is that we're all safe, secure, and with our loved ones as 2024 winds down. Word from the police department. Drones around the state are big news lately. Middlesex has seen very few, if any, instances of these drone overflights, but they've been in the news lately. While it's not illegal to fly a drone in any unrestricted airspace, authorities are requesting information regarding these sightings, including images and videos. This is a statewide issue, and the FBI has urged the public to report sightings on its tip line. The number is 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI or 800-225-5324. That's 800-225-5324. Photos and videos of the drones are encouraged and can be uploaded at tips.fbi.gov. Again, that's tips.fbi.gov. For online reports, click Submit a Tip and then use the Other FBI Crimes tab. If you observe drones impacting critical infrastructure, report it by calling the Highland Park Police Department non-emergency number at 732-572-3800. That's 732-572-3800. Or if there's a real emergency, call 911. Currently, there's no information regarding any specific, immediate, and credible threats, in particular here in Middlesex County, but it remains an issue of great interest because of the overflights that are occurring lately over secure areas such as the Picatinny Arsenal. In another note, porch pirates are still an issue, although we have not had any reported events for a while now. They are usually not active in bad weather, but when it clears up and warms up later this week, please monitor your devices for delivery. If you get a note on your cell phone or a ping on your tablet that the delivery has occurred, try to get someone to the door as quickly as you can. And please report any Ring or Simply Safe door camera suspicious pictures right away to the Highland Park Police Department. Again, the number is 732-572-3800, or if it's a real emergency happening right now, 911. The Highland Park Police Department and PBA Local 64 are sponsoring again Toys for Tots through this Friday, December 13th, with a drop off of wrapped toys at the police department, 222 South Fifth Avenue. You can get details at the Highland Park Police Department website or call Patrolman Alex Triana at 572-3800. And a great event from last year is being held again this year. Cocoa, coffee, and card making with a cop on Wednesday, December 18th from 5 to 7 at the Community Center, 220 South 6th Street. Materials are provided, and last year was a great time and a big turnout, and this year should be just as much fun. Contact for further information, Officer Brian Fitzgerald, again, 732-572-3800, 4273 for more information. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman George. Councilman Costello?
Check. Okay, everything seems to be okay here. Thank you, Council President. My name is Jason Stelnick. I chair the Recreation and Arts Committee, at least for a little while longer. And so within that, I have a couple of things, or actually a number of things to report. The holiday season starting to kick into high gear. So first off, just very excited to report that some community center renovations have been completed. The center is freshly painted and has brand new flooring. It looks great. If you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to go check it out. I just ask you to be a little mindful that not everything is quite back in place just yet, so bear with the staff while they're unpacking and putting everything back together. We have a number of community center events coming up in the holiday season. Starting with tomorrow, there's holiday wreath making. There's a holiday wreath making event with Olima. So again, that's tomorrow, Wednesday, December 11th at 11 a.m. This Saturday, December 14th at 11:30 a.m. There's a Lions Club holiday party. There'll be a holiday lunch and music to enjoy, all sponsored by the Lions Club. And next week, next Tuesday, December 17th at 12 p.m., there's a holiday luncheon. The lunch will be at Thari Taverna, and will be featuring musical entertainment by Gordon James. I was able to attend that last year. Not sure if I'll make it this one, but it is a good time. So anyone who is interested in going should certainly look into that and sign up. And then next Wednesday, right after, we have a holiday dance performance that'll be put on by the Edison High School Dance Ensemble with, and they will perform holiday themed pieces under the direction of Miss Vicki Jenkins. So that's next Wednesday, December 18th. And then lastly, in terms of holiday related events, will be a holiday show with Alina Siegel music next Thursday, December 19th at 11 a.m. It'll include favorites such as Christmas time this year, the most wonderful time of the year, White Christmas, Hanukkah, Neroli, and other wintertime favorites. Then I have a couple of recreation programming announcements. Registration is now open for the following winter programs: Indoors Rovers, soccer clinics, youth chess classes, table tennis, adult fitness, men's and women's basketball. Registration is currently waitlisted for winter youth basketball K-2 clinics, winter track and field, and well, as always, very quickly waitlist the Highland Park Youth Theater Company's high school musical production. I should say high school musical junior production. And then keep an eye out. There's registrations opening up soon for adult indoor soccer, adult volleyball, and recreation dance classes. Lastly, I just wanted to echo the comments of my colleagues. Take a moment to thank Tara for being an absolutely wonderful colleague and a great public servant. I've only had the pleasure of working with you in the past couple years, but it's been nothing but wonderful. Can't say enough good things about you. It's a real loss for the council. I'm sorry and sad to see you go. But it has been, again, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I know that you're going to continue to serve Highland Park in a number of ways. And I'm sure we will be crossing paths trying to do all that we can to make this town a little bit better. So thank you again for everything. And I'll be seeing you for sure. And thank you, Council President. That was my report for tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, almost forgot. And obviously today we're going to be voting on the ordinance to launch some money for a new community center shuttle, which is extremely important. So I just urge all of my colleagues to vote in favor of that. It's much needed. We have many residents who rely on the services and transportation that it will provide. So I just wanted to take a little plug for that too. Thanks again, Tara.
Definitely important. Thank you, Councilman Pistolnik. I appreciate also the reminder about the upcoming ordinance. Councilwoman Kim Cho-Han.
Thank you, Council President. My name is Stephanie Kim Cho-Han, and I chair finance. At first, just a few kind of announcements and, kind of like saving it for the end of the year report as well too. I'd like to thank the chairs and the department heads and also the council members for working diligently on the budgets for next year. And, thank you again, and I look forward to hearing more about them and seeing them in action for next year. Also, rent control will be meeting next Thursday, December 19th, here in council chambers at 5:30. Just remember to check the borough website to confirm we are meeting. And also look, as I mentioned earlier, for the end of the year finance report. I've been working on that with some stats and different things that we're not really going to read our report at the reorg like we did in past years. So please be on the lookout for that. That's on the borough website. And I also want to echo my council members' remarks for council member Canavera, and we were actually running mates as well, those who didn't know that. And I think your voice and that you had on council, one of the things that, because it was a vacancy and we had the opportunity to talk about that when council member Welkowitz passed away, that was stood out from the other members at that time was where you actually lived in town, which was the triangle. And we didn't have much of, and even now still, we don't have much of the residents that come out from that area and neighborhood. So we really appreciate your input about your area and your district that you live in, which is very important. And I look forward to working with you still as a volunteer on many of the committees and commissions. And you will be missed. And I'm sure you'll enjoy having some free Tuesday nights back with your friends, with your family. So thank you again. And also season greetings and happy and healthy, prosperous 2025 to all of our residents. And that's my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Wait, Councilman Canavera, you're triangle adjacent, but can't we claim you as the South Side though?
I'm South Side.
Very close though, I know. I was like,
I'm right there on the border.
we're very turfy around here. This is, I'm a South Sider, obviously, and love all North Side. Councilman Hale.
Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Hale, and I chair the Economic Development Committee. I just wanted to quickly say we went earlier last week to the Downtown New Jersey Conference up in Montclair with Ratuja, our Economic Development Assistant. It's an annual event where all downtowns get together in New Jersey to talk about all the exciting things that are going on, to have panel discussions about best practices. And for me, the exciting part was so much of the things that were put out there as cutting edges, as best practices to follow are things that we're already doing. And so it was really nice to sort of feel like, oh yeah, we did that back then. We did that 2 years ago. We did. And so and obviously lots of work to do, but the big topics were walkability, housing density, alternative transportation, creative public space use in downtowns, road diets, bike lanes, and of course, affordable housing. Those are all things that are sort of on our plate and things that we've been working on. And so it was good to sort of get that type of feedback as well. You'll notice on the consent agenda that there is a resolution authorizing an agreement with something called Placer AI. This is a really exciting and interesting piece of technology that is going to allow us to better understand who comes to work and shop in Highland Park. It's a mechanism for figuring out where people are coming and why they're coming to Highland Park and how long they're staying. So if we get if the software helps us understand that all of a sudden there's a lot of people coming to Highland Park from Princeton or something like that, we can figure out why, and we can figure out how to go get even more of them. So it's a great tracking tool. We're looking forward to working with Main Street, and this is through the Neighborhood Preservation Program. project. So it's a really great addition to our arsenal to help economic development. So I wanted to thank everybody who came out for the tree lighting, especially to Old St. Nick. I mean, Phil, George, who played the role of Santa with, from what I understand, great gusto. So thank you very much for that. There are a bunch of other events coming up. We have a night owl markets on the 14th of December from 4 to 8, and then again on the 21st, and again on the 22nd, also from 4 to 8. They're great places to go out and get your holiday gift giving events. So please do check those out. And again on the 26th will be the Hanukkah menorah lighting and Sufganiyot lunch fest. So please come to that. Please, again, do everything we can to get out and shop local. So I wrote my words for Tara down because if I were just speaking them, I probably wouldn't get through them. So I'm just going to go a little bit down them. Tonight we're saying goodbye to my friend and our colleague, Tara Canavera. And as I said earlier, I hope that we're going to miss you far more than you're going to miss us. Your voice has been so unbelievably indispensable to this council in so many ways. Lots of people can calculate the value of a pilot or do the math of a financial arrangement for more affordable housing. But through your life and your job as a social worker, you can tell us how unaffordable even affordable housing can be. How much of or how much more time, effort, money it takes for someone without a car to get to a supermarket when it's out of town, and make those advocacy remarks for people that we learn from, that I learned from. We can talk about any issue: affordable housing, food stamps, electric bills, water bills, universal access, the food pantry, those damn scooters, cannabis, whatever the issue is. And you have always been the one that explains how these issues affect people who have the least among us. You never let us forget that no matter what the math says, the equation is useless if it doesn't include people who struggle to make ends meet every single day. There is no one greater in Highland Park who is a champion for our police, our fire, and our first responders. And no one who's faster to say thank you to them for all the work that they do. There's no one more willing to help make sure people having a really, really bad day know that tomorrow is closer than they think. And no one is more willing to get in there and roll up their sleeves and help those folks. I once had a US Senator sadly tell me that the best that you can do in politics is to remember where you drew the line yesterday. He never met Tara. Tara always knows where the lines are and makes sure that she and we don't ever cross them. She's always honest, she's always fair, she always listens, and she always tells you where she stands and why. I have no doubt that someday, and maybe many days, I'm gonna get calls or texts from Tara explaining how I missed something, or how I can make something even better. Never in anger, but always with a simple, heartfelt belief that we can make the world a better place. Tara, Highland Park is a better place because of you. And I wanted to just thank you so much for being such a great colleague, and so much for being of service to Highland Park. We're gonna miss you.
Thank you, Councilman Hale. Oh boy, waterworks are going. I did want to mention walkability, housing density, and road diets could just easily have been lifted from the Highland Park Council agenda at any moment. So thank you. Tara, you're up next, but I did just want to say that, I don't worry about missing your voice. We will fight together at the state moving forward. I know that, Tara and I up here at the State House, we advocate for protections for those more vulnerable than us. And we look forward to that. We're continuing. So without further ado, Councilwoman
I'll be out
Canavera.
there too.
What's that?
I'll be out there for your
Oh, we
meetings,
know,
too.
we know. Councilwoman Canavera.
Tara Canavera, Chair for Health and Human Services.
Community food pantry is open on the second and fourth Thursday from 9 AM to 10:45 AM, and again from 6 PM to 7 PM Saturdays, following the Thursday from 9:30 AM to 10 AM. The Highland Park Gives a Hoot Food Pantry is every Tuesday and Wednesday at the Zone 6 Teen Center from 10 AM to 11 AM. Sanitary products and diapers are also welcome as donations and needed. The Mental Health Commission reminds you that if you or someone you know is in crisis, please reach out for help. Call the Lifeline at 988 or text HOME, HOME, to 741-741. Both are 24 hours, 7 days a week, and free and confidential. On a personal note, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the residents who entrusted me with the opportunity to serve on the council. I'm also deeply thankful to my fellow council members whose mentorship and guidance have been invaluable, and to the exceptional staff in the borough. Your dedication is truly inspiring. Special thanks to Terry and Jennifer, your unwavering support, and for patiently answering my many questions over the years. Sorry I called you so much. Sorry. I also cannot forget my family, whose unwavering support and encouragement have been with me every step of this journey. It has been an honor to serve this incredible community, and I look forward to continuing my involvement as a volunteer. Thank you all. It has truly been a pleasure.
Council members, would you please join Councilwoman Canavera down in front today so we can take a quick picture? We need a camera. I'm just gonna stand here.
Jared.
Can I call on you again? Thank you so much. Jared is doing this. Amazing. We are colleagues up here, and we work very, very well together. And I think that's really important for everyone to understand. So when we lose a colleague and we welcome a new one, it's very important that we maintain those relationships. And so Councilwoman Canavera, we know that we're actually not losing you as a colleague because we thank you for still being with us every single day. Okay. Borough Administrator's Report. Terry Rivera.
Thanks, Council President. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up from our work session last week. We talked about the Upper Raritan Road Diet and some of the latest thinking from the Department of Transportation as to how that might be configured. I had promised to get some material up on the website. I'm still working on that, so I just wanted to put it out there here in this forum that we will be presenting those materials that we discussed at the meeting last week, and it will make its way onto our website. Part of my challenge is I don't currently have a page for it, so I have to kind of figure out where it sits and get it put in there, but we will have that up there within the next week. That's all I wanted to.
Thank you, Borough Administrator. Borough Attorney, do you have a report? Thank you. We will forego the mayor's report tonight, and we'll move right over to item 10 on your agenda, public participation. So this portion of the meeting is 21 minutes in total, 3 minutes per speaker, limited to items on this agenda. The next public speaking portion will be an open question and answer period. But this is related specifically to items on the agenda. Comments from members of the public attending the meeting in person will be heard first, followed by members of the public attending the meeting via Zoom. Have anybody in person? Very high.
I'm one of the Highland Park residents who objects to recreational THC pot shops here in town. The THC in today's marijuana is much more potent and dangerous than it ever was in the 1970s. I ask that council members please vote no on resolution 12-24-276. Please do not renew the license for the pot shop. The Mayor's Teen Advisory Committee is a great idea, but ordinancing for 6 locations in Highland Park for recreational marijuana, of which 3 of these are open, is not a great idea. It puts every teen in Highland Park at further risk. Also regarding teenagers in Highland Park, one of the pot shops has, quote, teamed up with the teen center for a toy drive. A toy drive is a great idea, but this comes off as a marketing ploy to get people into the pot shop and give teens a favorable opinion of marijuana sales. Donations are being collected and wrapped at the pot shop. And for more information, contact a bud tender. More appropriate would be for donations and wrapping to be at the teen center or the community center. And for more information, contact someone from the town. There are many businesses in town that do not promote recreational drug use. Any of those would be more appropriate to team up with the teen center. The Safe Walking and Cycling Committee is another great idea. What is not a great idea is to put Highland Park pedestrians and cyclists more at risk due to drivers impaired by very potent marijuana. For residents who share these concerns about council's choices for 6 recreational marijuana stores, consumption lounges, and an unlimited number of marijuana dispatch offices in our town, please know that we do have an active lawsuit on this issue, and you're free to contact me for more information at mbott@verizon.net. I'm sorry, mbotteon@verizon.net. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mary. Would you please just state your name, please, for the record?
My name is Colleen Tyler. I'm at 142 North 6th Avenue. I also want to address the issue of item 12-24-276, resolution authorizing renewal of a business license for Anja Life LLC to operate an adult personal use cannabis business within the Borough of Highland Park. If you go to the Anja's website and look at their mission statement, what you will find is this sentence. At Anja, we are practical dreamers who would like to help normalize the planet. And this is a very important issue. The effort to bring marijuana into our town and integrate it into our town, including our children. This is a very, very dangerous thing. And they say in their website, this is what they want. They want to normalize the plant in Highland Park. I want to read a quote from Nora Volkow, who's the director of National Institute of Drug Abuse. As you normalize marijuana and make it more accessible, you are increasing the risk of young people to be exposed to marijuana and to consume it regularly. Those consequences are likely to be much more costly economically than the revenue you're gaining. Adolescents are twice as likely to become addicted to marijuana than adults. About 20% of adolescent users develop cannabis use disorder versus about 9% of adults. Exposure to marijuana during rapid periods of brain growth and maturation is particularly worrisome. End quote. And also, I would like to point to the Facebook page, Anja's Facebook page, that says, "Let's spread some holiday cheer at Anja. We're teaming up with the Highland Park Teen Center. for a toy drive, and we'd love for you to join us. Here's how you can get involved. Now through December 16th, drop off unwrapped toy donations in our waiting room. No purchase needed. December 16th, 9 to 11, swing by Anja and help us wrap donations with the Highland Park Teen Center. This is wrong. This is very, very wrong. The last persons who should be associating with our teens as a role model, as a do-gooder group, is a pot shop. This is so wrong. Please reconsider the council. My question is, how did this happen? Who's responsible for this partnership between the teen center and a pot shop? Was it the council's initiative? Was it Anja's initiative? I would really appreciate an answer to this. How did this happen? It's gotta stop.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, how are you? Everybody. And you know, I tried to get Tara's name written in to vote her in. She could have stayed here. You didn't vote for her. Okay, on your agenda about paying for Denison Street. It's a great job. It took too long to start it. It took too long and Dusty to do it. But it's done. What kind of holes? You put some kind of holes in over behind the Charlie Brown parking lot. Some kind of big, I don't know if they're the drainage, something. Mary Forsberg saw them. Maybe she's listening. But some kind, so I don't know, the drainage somethings, but it's great. The weather was right. The striping happened, the crosswalks almost immediately. The only thing Bruce Scott or CME missed or wasn't allowed to repair is curbing where a neighbor with a wheelchair van, power wheelchair, often parks when there's no parking at the accessible apartment at 13839 Avenue. The curbing has been broken. It wasn't fixed in 07, wasn't fixed in 99, wasn't fixed in 2011, and it's right next to a sinkhole. And I only noticed it this week putting out, I think it was the trash. I keep filling it and it keeps growing. Now the grass is there, so you don't see it. The lawnmower doesn't see it. People who get out, I see them go because it's 6, 7 inches in, 5 inches, whatever it is. And you talked about the warming breaks. Please, next time you have tree trimmers, can you ask them, it's probably not possible, to be more cautious dropping the huge branches and especially the trunk. When you sit in your house and they're cutting down a tree near you and the windows shake and the windows shake and then the house shakes, what is it doing to your piping below? Okay, that was your part. I've got the sinkhole and CME. Yeah, I've got lots of photos of broken curbing. You're on notice if somebody lets you know they tripped. It's not my property, it's the public right of way. See you later.
Thank you, Lois, and thank you for pointing that out. Borough Administrator, is there anybody on Zoom tonight? Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Come on up. Please state your name into the microphone for the record.
My name is Ken Hanlett. This is my first council meeting with Liz. I'm a medical doctor. I've been in town for 20 years. I've worked in town and I'm an internist. I've taken care of a lot of drug addicted people and drug dependent people. And I didn't intend to speak on this matter. I just came here to observe what's going on. But maybe marijuana is easily accessible to younger people, to people in their 20s. I make a mistake. A lot of people can handle it. A lot of people can't. And marijuana is often an entry level drug that people who begin with marijuana don't end with it. And I think that making it easily accessible to people of any age, especially younger people, is not going to lead to happiness. I don't know what prompted all these pot shops to come in town. I've seen a few of them on the avenue. I just want to voice my opinion that it's a wrong thing to do, especially for people who can't handle it. People who can't handle marijuana and want to go on to something else, will go on to something else. And it's going to, it's the kind of thing that ruins lives. You can get marijuana any place you want. Brunswick has places. I don't see why Highland Park has many places that make it easy to get marijuana. So my 2 cents I've been in a position for 50 years. And it's like,
Thank you very much. That's it, sir.
My name is Eric Liebman. I live on Harrison Avenue. I have a good doctor over there. I hadn't planned on saying anything tonight. Tonight's meeting was the first I've heard about this marijuana shop license. I have to say, as a parent of teenagers who saw the negative effects of marijuana on my children's friends, which was fairly profound and frankly didn't contribute anything to the well-being, and as far as I can tell, really added to their depression and personal problems. I'm kind of surprised that this store was granted a license in the past, if I understand. This is a renewal. It's not a consideration for the first time. It never should have been passed to begin with. I'm kind of surprised that a city council would license such a thing. And I just urge you to vote against renewing this license. Such shops have no place in a fine town like Highland Park. I've seen the detrimental effects of promoting drug use among children. And frankly, that's what these kinds of shops are all about. You really should vote against that. Thank you.
Anybody else in person? Lois, I wasn't sure if you had another question. We'll have another public participation session. Terry, is there anybody?
There are 7 attendees online, but no hands up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everybody for your comments. Lois, thank you for raising the issue about the broken curb. We certainly will check that out. And yes, it's been long overdue, that road work. The contractor actually is still in town and is addressing any kind of last minute items that may have come up. They did work over on Harbor Street as well. So I really appreciate that. So we'll raise that up. Let's see. Just regarding the teen center, that was Anja's initiative, just like they do to donate turkeys at Thanksgiving. Any retail location in town is free to support local causes and partners. So that was their own initiative. I don't think I can really speak to everything else, but we as the council, we want to appreciate you coming and raising your concerns. Anybody else online? So seeing no one further, may I have a motion to close public participation?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Canavera, seconded by Councilwoman Kim Cho Han. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Yes.
Okay, item number 11 on your agenda, these are ordinances that require a second reading, meaning that they have to be introduced at a previous meeting for a first hearing and public feedback. So ordinance 11A, ordinance number 24-2098. Capital ordinance providing for the purchase of a community shuttle bus. This sounds familiar. Appropriating $200,000. Therefore authorized in and by the Borough of Highland Park in the County of Middlesex, the State of New Jersey. Clerk Santiago, please report on ordinance number 24-2098.
Capital ordinance providing for the purchase of the community shuttle bus appropriating $200,000, therefore authorized in and by the Borough of Highland Park in the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, has been duly advertised for consideration of passage on final reading by title, and affidavits of publication are on file.
Thank you. Public hearing, it's now time for the public hearing on this ordinance. So if you would like to speak on this ordinance, please come to the microphone or raise your hand.
Lois Loving, again, North Second Avenue. How many seats? And is the shuttle, which is a terrific idea, I wish we had 10, I wish every town had these. We were gonna have a shuttle from Rutgers or to and from Rutgers Livingston when Mayor Merrill was here. Is it accessible? Does it have a wheelchair lift?
Thank you.
Should I leave? Thank you.
We'll answer questions at the end of this portion, sir.
You earlier raised the excellent point about the needed upgrades in the city's water system. Illustrated with some excellent examples of some repairs that have to be made on water mains, etc. I don't know what it's going to take to pay for all that. I imagine the final price tag of properly upgrading the system is going to be quite high.
Sir,
can we really spend $200,000 on a bus when we have pressing concerns, the actual parameters of we can't get our arms around it just yet? I wonder about what kind of cash reserves we have and what the ability is to absorb this kind of expenditure when we don't know what's going to be required, maybe even not very far down the road. It's not a purchase that I would suggest making. I mean, you have a lot more background information than I got. I'm just saying, as someone who hasn't heard about the bus before and doesn't know the city budget and what the projections are and what the need's going to be for the water system, which is going to be huge, it's a lot of money for a bus.
thank you, Mr. Lee. Anybody on Zoom? Specific ordinance? Councilman Pistonik, would you like to provide some context on this expenditure?
This is it provides a vital service to a number of our residents who rely on it for transportation, for shopping, for various essentials, for medical appointments and to attend events. It's something that's very heavily utilized. Our current shuttle broke down a couple of months ago, and we've heard sort of an outpouring of requests to get something up and running as soon as possible. Certainly that's been a priority. I know the mayor's looked aggressively in trying to find various more cost-effective solutions in terms of maybe entering into some sort of shared service agreement with neighboring towns that may have excess capacity in terms of their shuttle fleets. Larger towns tend to have a good deal number of these kinds of vehicles. We just have one. Unfortunately, those efforts did not bear fruit. So we're sort of a situation of not being able to provide this important service to our residents any longer, or making this, significant investment, which certainly is, a sizable amount of money, but it's something that I think is totally manageable in terms of our financial capacity at the moment. So I think that is not all the context I can provide. We certainly, explored, as I indicated, that having more cost-effective solutions, but it's either this or we're going to be without a shuttle. So again, I would encourage my colleagues to vote yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Borough Administrator, do we have details on the capacity of the shuttle? I actually don't know.
We're looking for a 15 person specs. We're looking at a 15 passenger, and with a wheelchair ADA accessible lift.
Thank you, Borough Administrator. This is an essential service in the community, transportation and transit investment, particularly for those without automobile or seniors, is essential in any functioning and vibrant community. We do feel that this is somewhat of an emergency expenditure. The old shuttle did break down. We've been looking at shared service opportunities with neighboring towns, but this is an expense that we are going to have to that we will have to budget for, and it will not take away from our ability to address our water, sewer infrastructure, and certainly our roads. Unfortunately, $200,000 is not a lot of money for a shuttle, and I know that sounds counterintuitive, but but it is true. And particularly, several of us went to the municipalities conference and a couple weeks ago, and what that does is it allows municipalities to, see what types of equipment they can use to give folks new ideas, and looking at a lot of these vehicles, particularly fleet, addressing the needs in our fleet, particularly with police and fire and recreation. It is an expense and one that we will very responsibly budget for moving forward. So thank you for that concern. Anybody else on Zoom? Nope. Okay, seeing no one, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 242098?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Canavera, seconded by Councilwoman Kim Shohan. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
On behalf of our disabled residents and our elderly residents, I vote yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
I just wanted to make a few comments as well, that the water sewer budget, as I care finance, water sewer budget is a separate budget that we vote on annually. And also, I know when I first came on council, we were talking about the bus and how we patched a long time. The current bus that we have, and I think it is time, as it broke down and stranded some of our teams. So that was a real wake-up call that we really needed a new shuttle bus. And also, I know we have the old bus that we may get some money in return for that. So I'm not sure how much it may come out. Not even, but maybe it will be 19999, but let's see. So I vote yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Yes, so to clarify, we're just voting to, at this point, to close the public comment, or is it to vote on the actual? Thank you. So yes, well, just thanking my colleagues for the additional context, and again, Tara, you once again showed your important perspective that you bring to this council, so thank you. Yes.
Okay, now for the good part. May I have a motion to adopt or reject ordinance 242098? Roll call, please.
Oh, so
Sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Pistonik, seconded by Councilwoman Canavera. Roll call.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Yes.
All right, item 12 on your agenda is consent agenda items and resolutions. Council, does anybody, would any of you like to pull anything off of the consent agenda for a separate vote?
Not me.
No, Council President.
Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt or reject the following consent agenda items 12A through 12F?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman George, seconded by Councilwoman Shohan.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Yes.
All right, resolutions requiring a separate reading. Item 13A on your agenda is item 12-24-278. That's a resolution to adopt budget transfers. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman George, seconded by Councilman Canavera. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Yes.
And may I have a motion to adopt or reject resolution 12-24-278, resolution to approve the budget transfers?
Did you see that?
Oh, I did that. I'm sorry. I apologize. It was so good we wanted to do it. All right, next up on the agenda is item 14 on your in your agenda packet, and that's appointments. So we have the Historical Commission. Darius Strolina, somebody who I've worked with for a long time and is related to a member of the Historical Commission as well. It's a great group. We look forward to serving with them. The Mayor's Teen Advisory Committee, Elisa Foger, Sophie Freed, Anna Jurisic, Mason Trin, Lakshana Gurupandyan, Ethan Ross, Mehak Khosla, Arden Lee, Lily Solomon, Andrew Hume, Bree Zavala, Noah Meyer, Jackie Lynn. And then appointments to the Safe Walking and Cycling Committee, Kaya Moan and Chris Woodward. May I have a motion to confirm?
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Bill George, seconded by Councilwoman Canavera. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes, and thank you for all our volunteers, especially all these amazing teams.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes, and just regarding the Teen Advisory Committee, I think that this is such an important initiative, and if you have young persons in the schools who would like to serve in this capacity, please reach out to the mayor, efoster@hbboro.com. It is an incredibly rewarding experience, and it also instills a sense of civics and an understanding of how government works, which now more than ever is more important than any time, and I think that I've certainly been alive. So yes, absolutely.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Just real quick, just want to note special welcome to Darius Sholia, who has been already serving as a volunteer on the School Commission for a number of months. That has been a significant contributor, so very excited to have him officially on board. And then just a little shout out to Chaya, who I know is a fellow parent of young kids in town. I know from the schools, also know she's going to be a dedicated volunteer. With that, I vote yes.
We have just agreed to bring on some amazing volunteers into our midst. Item number 15 in your agenda packet, second public participation. This is 3 minutes per speaker on any topic, subject to a 9 p.m. conclusion, so I think we have some time. Comments from members of the public attending the meeting in person will be heard first, followed by members of the public attending the meeting via Zoom. Hi, Josh, how are you?
How are you, Council President? Thank you. Dr. Buzansky, 141 North 10th Avenue. I want to congratulate the Council President on the Juan Soto signing this week. I know you're very happy about that.
I had everything to do with it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I also want to acknowledge and thank Councilwoman Canavera for her service to the community. It's always been a pleasure working with you, and had issues that had to come over to you with. You were very receptive and helpful, and you'll be missed. And thank you very much for your years of service to the community. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josh.
I think he dropped something.
Tyler, 142 North 6th Avenue. Now that I understand that Anja took the initiative to contact the Teen Center, it was their idea. However, it seems to me that the council certainly could appreciate that our 3 pot shops that have opened in town are not the regular business. They're not the dollar store. They're not the laundromat. They require special attention due to the products that they sell and the effect that those products could have on our teens, especially forming a relationship with the pot shop and the teens is such a bad idea, so dangerous. And tonight that you're putting teens on your advisory committee and lauding them for their attention and, in participating in local government, it's so hypocritical that you would put the same teens at danger by treating pot shops the same way you would any other business in town. They are exceptional to Highland Park. They form a near present danger to our teens, especially. I want to read something from something called Smart Approaches to Marijuana. Marijuana companies target youth, and we see this in Facebook posts by Anja. Marijuana companies specifically target young people through various means, including advertisements on social media. Youth who are exposed to marijuana marketing on social media are 5 times more likely to use marijuana. Companies market and profit from products that resemble sweets and come in packages and flavors that appeal to youth. Marijuana use is harmful to developing brains, is associated with poor mental health outcomes. Heavy, frequent use is associated with the greatest risk. I don't see how this borough and the mayor, the council and the mayor, can turn their head away from the real present risk that these pot shops present to our teens in town. If we look at the cannabis ordinances passed in New Brunswick, Highland Park, and Edison, New Brunswick has 3, Highland Park has 6 ordinances, Edison has 3. Class 6 delivery service locations license 4 in New Brunswick, no limit in Highland Park, Edison has 7. Consumption lounges prohibited in New Brunswick and Edison, yes, in Highland Park. Number of residents, 50,000 New Brunswick, 15,000 here, and 100,000 in Edison. Commercial free pot zones, none in Highland Park. That's why we have 2 of them right in downtown, next to all retail businesses, and even the one on Woodbridge Avenue is still accessible. It's disgraceful.
Hi, I'm Leora Waiter, 133 North 7th. I invited a friend to come tonight to the council meeting, and she told me that she couldn't because of the fluorescent lights. So I thought I'd mention that some people, I've just read a book by Arthur Firstenberg called The Invisible Rainbow. I encourage everyone to read it. It's all about electrical pollution and how in the last 150 years, various electricity has been very difficult, especially for certain people. Some people have to actually leave New York City. They have to leave cities in general. So this is just, she's living in Highland Park. She has to turn off the Wi-Fi in her house, but the fluorescent lights, like if you have incandescent lights, that you don't have that issue. So when she comes to my house, she comes to a room that I have that has incandescent lights. I just want to make everyone aware of that issue. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Quite fascinating, those living North Second. I think years ago, Nancy Mottenberg, her planning attorney, she used to cook under these lights. I don't know, I hope we've changed them and they're not floodlights anymore from the 70s. Why not use daylight bulbs or something? Not the circular ones. What are the LEDs? I'm not, the friend was followed by LEDs.
Yeah, no, she can't do LEDs. It has to be incandescent. That's the only ones that.
Daylight. Okay, well, so, okay, for me, the sinkhole and the broken curb on the dead end of Denison is maybe 25 feet in from the dead end sign, so it's not too far in. Porch pirates, I wish I have, what do? I have an old dead analog television, 25 by 25 inches roughly, pushed it out. It's on the front porch, they're not sealing it. What am I gonna do? If I drop it, push it down the steps, this is gonna break that whatever main glass. Do we, like other towns, yet have a sticker we can buy? Pay DPW $5, $10, and get, how do people get rid of appliances? I guess you buy something new from the store and the people take it away, delivery takes the old away. But I saw it was on television. Why not have DPW come and pick it up? They're big and strong, pay them, put the sticker on. I can mail a check, I can't do any of this computer stuff. Okay, so Porch Pirates have missed my hidden TV on the preserve. Okay, I hear the map has been absolutely changed. The preserve, Rutgers Ecological Memorial Bill Haynes Preserve is on the map as conservation recreation. You gotta take this, make this go away. This is your land use development, land development zoning 230-134 residential. This has been on the books since 1986 at least, when we were fighting to save Rutgers Ecological Reserve. Councilman Phil Rubin came up to me and said, well, look, this is cluster zoning included. That'll save some of the land. No, you don't put roads and lights and things on a preserve, put them down in the flood zone in Donaldson if you need more acreage. And that was my other question, what is your developable acreage? And I hope you remove the preserve for your numbers that you might have to put in for the affordable housing in January or thereabouts. Don't include that. You're never gonna get rid of me if you include that. I'm gonna be here hounding you. And I've got words out, messages out, letters out to the old timers. Time. Get safe, preserve.
Thank you, Lois, for that. Is there anybody else in public who would like to speak?
No one on Zoom here. Yeah, sorry, for that.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you, Lois. And I did just want to respond quickly regarding, so we can get back to you on a number of these items. Regarding our affordable housing calculations, that excludes open space related to schools, related to preserved open space. That is not part of the calculation. Highland Park's fourth round numbers are modest, and we should have no problem to go even above and beyond.
Excellent.
So thank you for raising that though. And also thank you for keeping an eye out on inconsistencies in the code too. It's we take action when there's something to be fixed. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning the fluorescent lights and that the lighting can make folks uncomfortable for attending meetings. I think we're all thinking, this building obviously is something of a time capsule. So we are always looking for ways to upgrade efficiency and looking for ways to make it a more welcoming space. So that's something that we would certainly be able to look into. I appreciate you raising that, particularly if it's keeping people over for meetings, which is not what we want. Lois, did you have and I'm sorry I didn't quite get it. You mentioned electronic pickup. You're wishing the porch pirates would come take your old television.
Right, do I have to put it in a box?
Well, best of luck. No, but if you would like to, the electronics recycling, if I can after the meeting, we can talk about how to get rid of electronics recycling. For anybody at home, there is information available on the Borough website, hbdoro.com. Obviously, but not everybody has access to the website. So yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you. But yeah, it is. I mean, that's it's fair game when it's on the curb, right? All right. Well, seeing no one else with their hands raised, may I have a motion to close public participation?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman George, seconded by Councilwoman Canavera. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Canavera?
Yes.
Councilman George?
Yes.
Councilman Hale?
Yes.
Council President Hirsch?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kim Cho Han?
Yes.
Councilman Pistonik?
Yes.
I'm thinking that we do not need a recess. Is that correct, council members? All right, nod in affirmative. And could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Councilman George, seconded by Councilwoman Canavera. Roll call, please.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025 at 7 p.m. right here in this room. It's our reorganization meeting. It's a time to celebrate and it's a time to embrace all the wonderful things that it is to be, in the borough. I also do want to say that we will be transitioning. Councilwoman Stephanie Kim Cho Han will be our council president. It's been an honor to serve you and we look forward to serving under her leadership as well. And with that, I call this meeting adjourned.